King of Power here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be surviving the RL Craft cold, specifically the cold taiga biome. If you want to try this for yourself. So the first thing I do is pick up a bunch of rocks. I also pick up some sugarcane and get a sheep. Because the sheep are here, while I have advantage, I'll take it. I also get some flint and smash the flint on some rocks, and using the wool I got earlier from the sheep, I make it into string, and using that string I make a flint hatchet, which I then use to get wood. This is your basic gameplay loop, but it's made significantly easier, however not when I get ambushed, which is what happens here. So after I've gone into water to escape the fire enemy, I chop down my first real tree, but as it turns out, it's only 2 spruce wood, just enough to make a crafting table if I can get lucky here, and I do, so I go make these into a crafting table. Once I have the crafting table, I'm having like a lot of cold temperature issues, so the first thing I do is make a pickaxe, which while mining stone may not be the most obvious way of getting heated up again, what I do is I chop down some more trees as well. As you can see, this will be all part of my heating up strategy for how to not die, because the biggest enemy out here is not like the fire beasts, it's not the dragons, it's actually the cold. Anyways, so once I get to here, I get into this hill area that looks pretty good to make a base. I didn't search very far because, you know, the cold was pretty annoying and I needed rocks. But after I got the rocks, I turned them into stone blocks. And then once I have these stone blocks, what I do is I make them into a furnace so that I can heat up a little better, instead of just having to like be really cold out here. Though as I'm splitting wood, hypothermia sets in, which now that I have one fire, I should be able to quell out the deficit where I'm losing more cold than where I'm losing more temperature than I'm gaining, but just standing there isn't enough to do it, so I have to like run to do it and exercise. So I started expanding the base to make it a little easier to exercise, as well as make a second furnace, which of course what you think is, wow, these furnaces are going to be really great. Yeah, they're not. It's actually still really hard. But anyways, now I have the furnaces, I go out on a hunting trip and get some more firewood. The food is very important here as well, because with this sprinting strategy, it takes up a lot of hunger, so I get some more food and some wool, which wool is going to be important for my next survival phase, because currently I can only really heat up in my cabin, or in my cave, with a bunch of fuel. But here I find some lava, which it doesn't work forever because mobs will spawn here and they'll try to murder me. But currently I have some decent temperature regulation out here without some fuel, so that will allow me to focus on getting a bedroll, which is very important for sleeping away the nights, so I don't have to wait them out in the cold and gather a ton of firewood during the day. I also create some flint knives and start harvesting plant fiber. And then I get some more sheep, because plant fiber is another way to make string. It's very inefficient because it's 1 string for every 3 plant fiber, and it takes 4 string to make a piece of wool, so that's 3 times 4, which is 12 string to make 1 piece of wool, or 12 plant fiber to make 1 piece of wool, whereas 1 sheep is also worth 1 piece of wool. So as I'm making my wool armor to heat up the area so that I can like walk around, not heat up the area, but to heat up myself so I can walk around without a furnace, I get that. I also get ambushed by a crate. So yeah, I also am finally able to make pants too, which they don't provide any additional warmth unlike boots would. I just realized this while editing, but that's fine. Anyways, now I have a spear as well because there's a monster that pinned me into my cave, but the monster doesn't seem to care. He just lost interest. However, these monsters that just spawned in right in front of my eyes do not care. They do care about me, but they still want me to die. So of course we escape them, and as they're nowhere to be seen now that I'm not there anymore, I decide to make a shield to keep myself a little safer. Once I have the shield, I go out on an exploring expedition to find something that will help me here I find this definitely helped. This structure has a lot of string in cobwebs, as well as it has a block of iron, which I can use to make iron ingots, to make several iron tools. I won't be able to use any of them, except like saws and stuff, which will be useful. I also harvest a ton of the plant fiber here that I can make wool with. So then I finish off making enough wool to finish off the armor set. Because currently I only have 3/4 wool armor, and I need full wool armor if I want to get the best out of here, which this is a crucial step, because now that I have wool armor, it will allow me to do things without having to constantly be near a fire, as well as I also make some glass bottles so that I can purify some water, so that I don't have to keep standing next to I don't have to keep drinking the unpure water, which is not affecting my health rate, and sometimes parasites decide to just eat off your entire head in one bite, not in one bite. Then I harvest some more wood, but my axe breaks before I can get as much as I would have liked, so I make a saw to get these into planks. Once I have some planks, I also make an axe so that I can start breaking them again. I also make a shovel, because as you can see currently, my cave is not the best shelter, so what I'm going to do here is make a log cabin. But first I have to terraform everything. So I start moving the dirt and harvesting the snow, so that I can clear out the area and get ready for building. Now enjoy this montage. Once I have all the dirt destroyed, I now start working on the stone so that I can turn it all into dirt, which is more palatable. Once the dirt's in place, I add a little more space so I can make this build the desired size. I'm going to be building a longhouse, because a longhouse is generally cooler. After adding a bunch of walls, I trim off some extra part of the hill, because I'm not going to just build my house with the space I have. I'm going to need some more. After that, I finish up building the walls. Then I make the spruce bark, which I turn that into spruce bark stairs, which have a darker color, so that's pretty cool. I like a darker colored roof here. Then I start working on some stairs up to the roof, so that if I ever need to build onto the roof, I can get there a lot easier. Also, while harvesting some ironwood, a reaper attacks me from when I started trying to sleep, so of course I kill it. But of course, now that I've killed it, I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize I had insomnia at the time. So while I thought there was mobs nearby, there wasn't. I just couldn't sleep yet, so of course I did what you do, and I immediately ran to multiple different locations to try it. And after I had ran to multiple different locations, I accidentally ran to a river here, where I got ambushed by a Jengu, which really wanted to kill me. I don't think it was the Jengu that was exploding. I think it might have been a dragon or something that shot at me, but my head's severely damaged, so I barricade myself against a tree, and then I create a furnace at the bottom of the barricade so that I can warm up the place, as well as I can also get some light, at which point I make some matches with the sugar cane from earlier. And once I have the matches, I also make some torches and light the torches with matches. Now that I have the torches, I start tunneling out, but the water encroaches my tunnel, so I have to patch up the holes. I also stop any ice that could potentially melt and create more water. I also sleep the night in the tunnel, and then on my way out, I see a dragon, so I'm gonna have to make an alternate way out. Once I have the alternate way out, I immediately run away, but I'm still in line of sight of the dragon, so he could start following me. So I immediately run for the trees, and once I'm under the trees, I finally get over here, which is pretty close to my base, but I get ambushed by this frost. Now, I can't move very fast, but he doesn't have the power to break my shield, so I'm just going to keep moving towards him very slowly until I can use the extended range of the spear to kill him. And then once I kill him, I start adding some torches on my cabin again. And with the extra amount of wood, I also make some more stairs, but I do it in a very stupid way at the first attempt. Once I have more stairs, I make them into more roof. Then I make the other wood I had into stairs as well. And then I start adding some extra detail so that you can see the detail better. And then once I finish the house of the roof, I start finishing these so it's more than just two roofs and then just two walls and a roof. There's only one roof, there's not two roofs. I also add some doors so that these walls are truly complete, as well as I also add some extra torches around the area so that it can be even more lit up. And anyways, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I did successfully survive the cold taiga on my third attempt. I also built a log cabin, so I'm still alive. If you want to see like different biomes, let me know. You can also watch my combat content. Alright, I'll see you guys later.